Hey everybody, this is Rydo, and I just wanted to give my personal first impressions of the announcement of the heroic Tavern Brawl. So, uh, in response to the last news announcement that I did, I think it's important to kind of talk about where I come from my opinions here. Uh, I am somebody who's been playing Hearthstone for 2 years. I personally don't win very well. I barely get up to rank 18 at most. I also don't go out on third party websites and look for the best deck possible in the meta game and try to get up to legendary. I don't play it that much. I'm not streaming uh, myself all day playing these games. I cover a multitude of games on my channel, and Hearthstone is really just my blog channel where I talk about what's going on in my life, and I play it just casually. So, casual player, not usually successful. So, even getting into that point, the Heroic Tavern Brawl certainly seems a little bit scary once we get introduced to that. Uh, I'm sure that streamers who make at least a couple $100 a day playing Hearthstone, those top tier streamers like Trump and Crippen, probably are going to love this idea because they're going to probably win the Tavern Brawl and get the rewards. And 1,000 gold or $10 for an entry fee is nothing to them. But for most people, $10 is a lot, considering also there was the introductory pack just a couple of weeks ago that could only be bought by money. Plus, there's some other things that can only be bought by money. It feels like Hearthstone is slowly taking steps to try to be this pay to win, where it kind of has always been pay to win. You could at least try to buy as many packs as possible to get those legendary cards to have better decks, but it feels like it's getting worse. But let's talk about what this is. Uh, Tavern Brawls have been weekly, sort of long brawls. I'm not sure if they go 5 days or four. Uh, I know personally I play Hearthstone every 3 days because you get a new quest every day and you can have a maximum of three. So when I play a Tavern Brawl on one recording session for those three quests, by the time I'm back the next 3 days, so 6 days, that Tavern Brawl is gone and it will say back in 2 days. So it probably only lasts 5 days and then they take 2 days off. And maybe even the weekend. Uh, and each Tavern Brawl up to this point has had just ridiculous rules, kind of trying to give something fresh, something new, and uh, maybe allow players to play with cards they don't own, and the um, allow you to play in a different way. Often Tavern Brawls completely throw out the rules of Hearthstone and they feel like totally different games. Sometimes they're very fun, but I would say it runs about 60 or 70% of the time. It's not anything that is very helpful or very different, and they're kind of repetitive. Every now and then you'll see the same uh, idea repeated. So they've been fine, and they give you a card pack when you win the Tavern Brawl for the first time, which is a good reward because they're free. So one free card pack every week certainly is good for new players. But this heroic Tavern Brawl has nothing really to do with the current Tavern Brawls. Instead, what heroic Tavern Brawl is this arena mode where you construct a standard deck, where right now arena mode is a wild constructions and you can have more cards than you would be allowed even in wild, because you're given 3 cards in arena mode to pick from. At random you pick the best you can, then you play 12 games, and if you win all 12 games you get the best reward. However, if you lose 3 times 3 strikes, then you're out. So you don't actually always play 12 games. In fact, most players that aren't really good aren't going to play 12 games. Personally, when I play Arena, I maybe get 1 or 2 victories before I'm out. and those cost 150 gold, if I remember correctly, for an arena mode. So it's a big difference for the heroic Tavern Brawl, which costs 1,000 gold, 10 times as much, and but you get to construct your own thing. It's almost a mini tournament mode. I think the idea is probably really good. Here it says participants create a standard deck with their existing cards, and you can't make any changes after you've locked it in, so you have to live with your deck, which is not bad for a good player. In fact, I am fairly certain if this happens every week with a new heroic brawl, that the streaming people, the people on Twitch and YouTube that stream Hearthstone and not much else, will play these, and they will try to get 12 wins because they play arena and try to get wins all the time. And so it's going to be great for them, but I don't know if it's really going to be good for uh, the newer people. That's kind of where the math comes in, and I have to speculate at the math. Here is what the picture is promising, and what the words are promising. If you got 12 wins, you would get 50 card packs, which is a ton, a heap of dust. So this says 1105, but heap, who knows what that means. Piles of arcane dust. This says 1095, and 3 golden legendaries. And in the video that's lower here, they say these rewards will scale. So it's not like if you got 3 strikes immediately, you would get nothing. You're going to get something, but how it scales is the question. If it's an equal scale, that would mean you get 1 legendary on 4 victories, 1 legendary on 8 victories, and the 3rd legendary on 12. And then you'll just be shown all of that at the end. So for every 4 victories, you'd get it, if it's an equal scale. It also means you would get about 91 dust per victory and about 95 gold per victory. And you would get about 4 packs per victory. And if that is the true scale, spending 1,000 gold or $10, either one, to buy 10 card packs, you would only have to get 3 victories to get more reward, just in card packs. So this heroic brawl might actually be for anybody if you can make just one good deck and hope to get 3 victories before you get 3 losses. And that's not considering the gold reward and the dust reward. The factor here that's actually harder to calculate, and I bet people are going to overlook, is you're getting 91 dust, if it's an equal scale, for every victory. To get 91 dust, you would have to disenchant a common or rare card. Well, I think a couple, 2 or 3 common cards and a rare. So as the 3 currencies go here to confuse you, the real world equivalency here is the gold, and it gets converted at 100 to 1 on the card pack. So if you won 12 ones, again, to do the math again, this 50 card packs is effectively worth 5,000 gold. So if we converted that back, that's 6,000 gold, or the equivalent there of $60. And the dust is roughly, I would say you get about 120 per card pack. So if we just run the math a little bit rougher there, each one of these is probably worth, I would say, is it 5,000 dust? If you just had all the cards possible. It's also weird here that they're giving you the Whisper of the Old Gods card pack in this picture, because that's not something I thought they were promoting anymore. Uh, yeah, so you might end up with like 6,000 dust also in this conversion. So if it scales right, it actually might be a very good deal. And there is also the issue in the video. They talk about how they talk about it like it's when it comes out, and they haven't announced a time. It's you can participate in the Heroic Brawl for limited time and completed runs, which means you can only for a limited amount of completed runs. Uh, so that means you could probably only play it maybe 4, 5, 6 times, and then that's it. So they could only get $60 out of you. But the reward might be worth it if you can just get 3. I think that's where you need to ask yourself, can you beat 3 other players before 3 other players beat you? In 6 games, can you win more than 50% of the time? If that's the case, I think you're going to benefit from this, particularly if you've been saving up your gold. I've been saving up my gold. I think I'm going to do this when it comes out. So make sure you're subscribed to my channel. As it says again, the Heroic Brawl rewards scale depending on how many wins. Now, the scale could be certainly off. It could be that on the first 4 victories you get 1 card pack and you get 100 gold and you get 100 dust and you get no legendaries. If that's the case, then it's not worth it. But we won't know that kind of until we play, and they're going to keep that secret. Let's see. And it's the way they talk about it, the Heroic Brawl is going to replace the Tavern Brawl for that week. Says the Heroic Brawl only lasts for only 1 normal Tavern Brawl week and has an entry of $10 and 1,000 golds instead of being free, which is a huge increase in the cost from $0 to $10. But actually, the math, if the math is right, it's a good idea to do it if you're good. Now, I will heavily warn against new players playing this, though. It's not gonna be for new players. The phrase heroic has always been in the solo adventure sections incredibly difficult battles, and it's being used here in a completely different fashion, in the same way that Tavern Brawl is being used in a completely different fashion. The worst part about this is this has just been named wrong. This should be called a Heroic Arena or Legendary Arena. Either one of those would make a lot more sense. Or Heroic Tournament or Legendary Tournament. Those would make more sense. Calling it a brawl is ridiculous. They just, I guess, didn't want to make another brawl that week. Honestly, I think it may actually be that the idea came from a department that only makes the brawls, and therefore they had to call the brawl to get it into the game, because there's probably an arena department and a brawl department. I wouldn't think Blizzard was that separated in its departments for Hearthstone, but maybe it is. I wouldn't know anything about that, so I really can't speculate there. Very interesting, and we can almost certainly see that this is going to make the money. It's almost certainly going to come back. I wouldn't be surprised if it happens at least like once a quarter, yeah, probably once a month. It does also kind of lower trying to get to a good place in Hearthstone, because when you're playing ranked, you have to get up to legendary to even start to really compete in ranked play. And like I said, I'm just a average bad player at Hearthstone, and I don't spend the time in it and the effort in it, and frankly I don't want to spend the time and effort in it to get to a legendary rank, let alone Legendary 1. So this opens the door for more people to feel like winners, which is a huge problem for me always in Hearthstone. Is it they strive to make you only win 50% of the time, where if you're playing a solo player game, those games strive to make you win 90% of the time plus. So it's not fun personally compared to other video games to lose over and over again, because you're always playing against other people that have to win half the time for it to be somewhat fun for them. Uh, with the Arena Brawl, you still have that issue, but you only have to win 12 games. I think I probably do win 12 games on a fairly frequent basis. I don't think there's really much else you can say about Tavern Brawl yet until we see it. It's the scaling of the rewards that's going to make all the difference. That's where the math comes in. Uh, do you get one pack? Well, no, 4 packs for every victory, or do you get 1 pack for every victory, or do you get no packs, or does it scale it in a different way so you only get maybe 100 gold and no packs on one victory? That's kind of what you get on the arena run if you just lose immediately. So the numbers are going to certainly make a difference, but if they do the nice thing here and they really reward people, spending 1,000 gold makes sense. Spending $10, I'm still not really sold on spending money on here. I have bought the welcome bundle, which was only available for money, but I'm just not one to personally or to suggest for other people to spend money on games like this. This is supposed to be free to play, and I want to test the limits of what they mean by that. And I don't want it to become something like Overwatch, or even Team Fortress 2 has now a spray system. Just a lot of purchasing of DLC and skins and things, and things that might actually even affect the gameplay. I suppose in Hearthstone, since you're only purchasing cards, it's more pay to win than even some of the Overwatch and Team Fortress 2 stuff. But I wouldn't spend money on those things either. I would rather just see how far I can get spending the least amount of money. Anywho, that's it for the announcement. There's no date yet, sadly, so when we see it, we'll see it, and I'll probably play it. So that's it for this video. I end all my videos the same way. I ask you to like, share, subscribe, comment if you want to, and watch every second of my videos, because all of that helps me with YouTube, tells if my videos are worth watching. If you want to support me even further than that, you can click on my name, Rydo. That'll take you to my main YouTube page. On the right, there's a blue button that says support this channel. You can click that and make a donation. That would be very much appreciated. I am a relatively new YouTuber with a very small fan base that hopefully will grow. Also on my main YouTube page is a playlist tab that has a playlist for every game I've ever covered. I've covered a lot of games, including a lot of Hearthstone, so click that and check out some of those other things. That'd be very much appreciated also. Finally, down below in the description box, I have links to all my social media sites like Facebook, Twitter, Tumblr, Google+, Steam, and Battle.net, which they changed the name of Battle.net, but I'm going to just keep calling it Battle.net. It's called Blizzard.net or something now. Anyways, it's Battle.net. That's how you friend me on Hearthstone. I need more friends on Hearthstone, and that's unlimited there. I need more followers on the other services, so because that helps me with those services, and it lets you know when my latest videos are available to check out. So please do follow me and friend me on all of those services. Thank you for watching. Have a good evening.